Hey everyone! I thought today I'd give you a brief rundown of all of the Glossier products I've used. It's sort of a roundup of which ones have worked best for me and which ones have really been kind of misses. I have, as you know, blemish-prone skin with lots of, post-inflammatory pigmentation, a lot of red spots. I mean, you can't see it as much now because I've kind of spackled on my foundation, but normally I have like a circle of red spots here and another one here and some acne every month. So I have really sensitive skin that tends to clog easily and not turn over quickly, so it has to be helped along with a lot of acids, and it's not something that can take a lot of heavy products. So I've been a fan of Glossier for a while. I mean, I really like their sort of ethos and their aesthetic, but the longer that I use their products, the more I've come to realize some of them are just not as great as I had kind of hoped they would be. So I'm kind of gonna go in order of dislike to like. So the products that I think are either not a good use of your money, not worth the cost, or just don't really work at all. So the first product I'm going to cover is actually the priming moisturizer. I don't even have a product to show you because I pretty much immediately threw it away. For someone like me whose skin breaks out easily, when I put that on in the morning after cleansing, it caused like an eruption of closed comedones all over my skin, and other than that, it was also pretty expensive for what it was, like a very basic moisturizer. And I know that's kind of the point. I mean, they do basics well, or that's what they're aiming to do, but it really just didn't add any benefit, and it broke me out consistently. I used it for like a couple of weeks, and then it took me like 2 months to get over the breakouts that were caused by that moisturizer. So I don't have it to show you because I threw it out. The next product is their Perfecting Skin Tint. I'm not a big fan of this for my particular skin though, because it's just not the purpose of the product. So you're supposed to shake it, and then it comes out in like a very liquidy formula. I don't know if you can see that, but it only comes in, I think, 3 shades, or maybe they've added maybe 4 shades. But when you blend it out, there's not really any coverage. It says, it gives like sheer dewy coverage that kind of blurs imperfections. I don't know about you, but my imperfections are not ones that can just be blurred away. They need a little bit more coverage than that. But what you have here is a product that just sort of will sit on your skin then and not give you any benefit really. It's just like having a layer of product on for no reason, and also the shades don't match very well. So when I wore this on my skin, it just kind of sat on top with like a yellowish cast, and yeah, I didn't really see the point of the product basically. Like, I can see for a very narrow niche of people who already have really good skin but still like to wear product and just want like a sheer wash of something on their face, then this would be great for them. But I feel like that's a pretty small segment of the population. I mean, either you don't really wear makeup, or you only wear it for special occasions, or you want something that's like sheer but is going to color match really well. I mean, I assume that we want our faces to all look the right color. So yeah, this one was kind of a mess. The next product is the Priming Moisturizer Rich. So I actually was sent this product by Glossier because I had done a top shelf with them, and I mean, I really love the blog, and I generally like the brand. This again was something that didn't work for me at all. So it comes in a nice jar. I know I had contributed to the comments when they were asking for opinions on what to make a rich moisturizer, and I and a lot of other people had asked for something not in a jar, because a jar is pretty unsanitary, and constant exposure to air and light can break down a lot of beneficial products. Oop, that was my phone. But they decided to go with a jar because the formula was too thick. So you can see I have used it like a tiny bit. Ooh, it's not focusing. There it goes. I've used it maybe like a couple swipes. It smells like lavender and it has a super thick, rich formula. And it's supposed to be for your face for the winter time. For my skin that's, acne prone, this kind of moisturizer just broke me out immediately. And I don't know about, anyone else who's acne prone, but I just can't use heavy creams or moisturizers even in the winter time. And this has quite a bit of lavender oil in it, which also triggered some breakouts. It's kind of an irritant. So again, I can see how this would be good for a very specific segment of the population, people who just want a moisturizer that's as rich and creamy and thick as possible to just like slather on in the winter time, but it didn't really do what it was supposed to do for me. And again, I had to spend like a month or so like clearing out that round of breakouts, so no fun. The next product is their Haloscope. I have an older iteration, so I'm not sure if the packaging is different now, but I have it in the warm shade. This is Topaz. Come on, camera, focus. There we go, Topaz. I'm pretty lukewarm about it. It's a nice packaging. It's very like simple to use. You just twist it up and it has a core of like almond and coconut and other oils, and then the ring on the outside has actual crystals in it, so that's pretty cool. And it gives like a nice color. It's like pretty bronzy. Can you see? The color looks nice in the sun, and you can sort of like pat and shear it out. But, and again, this all comes down to the blemishes. I can't like have any heavier oils on my skin. And this one has kind of a sticky, sort of waxy feeling. Maybe I was putting slightly too much product, but it sort of just sat on top of my skin, clogged up a couple of pores, and it wasn't really ultimately worth it when, there are a lot of highlighters out there that have a much lighter finish. The other thing is, even though the application is pretty like foolproof, like you're just supposed to swipe it on, I normally wear some makeup, and if you wear any makeup at all under this and you swipe, it's going to just smudge your makeup to shit. Like you're gonna have a streak or like a weird patch where your foundation slides away and then you just have the highlighter on. It just looks very weird. And I thought maybe you're supposed to pat it on. There's not enough really like pigmentation in the outer ring to have an effect. So, you could dab it on, I guess, but it's gonna take like a solid 10 minutes or something to build up the color that you want. So again, not for me. I can see how some people would like it if you have like really pretty much blemish-free, like perfect skin, and it's the summertime, you just want to swipe a little bit on your eyelids and on your cheeks and be done with it. That could be a great use for this product, but not for me. Okay, next, the Generation G lipstick. Or lip balm, I'm not really sure. I guess it's kind of like a stain and a balm. I really like the shade range that they have. They're all super, easy to use. I have Jam, which is like this sort of berry, more purplish tint that I normally go for. So they updated their packaging. The first iteration was a lot less sophisticated, and this version, the cap snaps shut like more tightly and is more hygienic. And you just slide it up like this. And it's got like an applicator tip, just a normal thing. So I'll put some on. You can see it's got a nice color payoff in a very sheer, sort of effortless way, which is Glossier's whole thing. I find that if you wear it by itself, it's so drying, and if you have any dead skin at all, it will immediately accentuate that in a kind of gross way. It'll pick up on it really heavily. But if you exfoliate your lips, put some of this on and then put some lip balm or lip gloss on top, it does look really nice, and it fades in a very even way, so you don't get that line on the outside. It doesn't have a lot of great staying power, but again, it's not really designed to. It's more of a lip stain. And it is quite easy to reapply. You don't actually have to use a mirror. Normally I just pop it open, put it on like the inside rim, and then just smush my lips together and it's done. It is kind of annoying that it's not moisturizing enough on its own. You have to carry 2 products, but I normally have a lip balm with me anyway, so it's not a big deal. Okay, now we're moving into stuff that I actually really like. So, the Balm Dotcoms. I actually have 3 of these. I also have the mint one, but I can't find it because I just stashed them away in like whatever bag I have with me. They come in these really cute little paint tube applicators. Very sturdy packaging. There's like a little screw-off cap. The regular one, doesn't have any flavor or fragrance to it. It's just a very nice, simple, basic lip balm. But I found that it's super hydrating, and then it doesn't sort of dry down to that cracked feeling you can get with like a regular chapstick. It stays hydrating the whole time. And I actually do put it on my cuticles like they suggest. And sometimes on my nails when they're not painted. I have really dry cuticles and sort of dry nails as well, and it just helps keep them supple and moisturized. I think it's a great thing to have in your bag. It's maybe a little bit overpriced for what it is. Looking at the ingredients, and it's mostly just lanolin, beeswax, castor seed oil, and petrolatum, some petroleum-based product that is probably in Vaseline as well. But I really like the tube applicator. I mean, it's a lot easier to use than sticking your finger into a Vaseline pot all the time. And it looks really cute. The cherry one has a little bit of a pink tint to it. It's just a little bit though. I mean, it's a little bit stronger than like a chapstick cherry flavored balm would have. But the color, if you apply like a pretty thick layer, that's what the color looks like. It's a nice balm to layer over like the Generation G, for example. It gives like the color a little bit of pump, and is super nourishing and moisturizing. So moving on. One of the products that I think they made their name on. I mean, rightfully so. It is a great product. So it's very simple in concept. It's an eyebrow mascara with a really tiny brush. And the formula is very simple, but very, it just does what it's supposed to do. Basically, you can wear it alone, or you can wear it on top of some eyebrow pomade or the pencil, whatever you're using. It gives your eyebrows more definition, a little bit more volume, and helps make the hairs just look more 3D. So if you're the type of person who draws on your eyebrows, like I do, it helps you sort of give them enough volume so that it doesn't look like you just took a paintbrush and went like on your face. So you just sort of, it comes in a bunch of colors, and they just added clear for those of you who didn't like any of the shades they have. I use black. My eyebrows are like medium thick. I mean, they get pretty sparse near the sprouts, but they're really dark as my hair, so the black works perfectly. Eyebrow mascara is also a good way to sort of tone your eyebrow shade if your hair is like an in-between color. So I normally use a red, an eyebrow pomade with like some red tint, and then I go over it with this to make it look, as dark as my hair, but with a little bit of reddish color, like my hair has an undertone of red. Yeah, really recommend this. It's like a no frills product, works well every time. It has some sort of collagen in it that makes the hairs thicker. Whether that makes them grow better, I'm not sure, but it just does what it's supposed to do. Finally, the Milky Jelly Cleanser. This is the product that I hope they never discontinue. It is just perfect for me in every way. Basically, it's a very moisturizing and soothing, well, I mean, it is what it sounds like. It's like a milky jelly. Comes in this really cute little bottle that you can decorate with stickers. And it comes in a pump, so very hygienic. You can twist the pump cap to lock it if you're traveling, so see, it won't go down. Just twist it again to compress it. And the product, normally I use about 1 pump to 2 pumps depending on how much makeup I'm wearing. It actually works pretty well against waterproof mascaras and everything. So in the morning I use it on wet skin. It's a really great morning cleanser. It's very soothing and doesn't contain a lot. It has a lot of rose water, which is not a fragrance. I mean, people get confused and are like, oh, roses are irritating. No, rose water is actually very soothing and hydrating. And it has the same sort of cleanser that's in contact solution, or according to Glossier's website. But I have very sensitive eyes and skin, and this has never irritated them, even when I just fully open my eyes in the middle of cleansing to do a test. So maybe we can like put some Generation G on and have it cleanse it off. So like I said, I use it in the morning in the shower, and I also use it at night to remove my makeup. So you just have to work it into the skin. Voila. It's a very gentle cleanser, which is super important for those of us with acne-prone skin. When I first started getting acne in my very early 20s, I had never had acne as a teen before, and so I didn't really know how to take care of it. I didn't go through that like proactive phase that a lot of my friends went through. And so I tried to I did like actually a super like teenage thing, and I tried to blast the acne away with like a lot of scrubs, a lot of acids, like really just, I was like, oh, it feels dirty, I'm gonna cleanse the shit out of it. And that obviously just made it a lot worse. My skin was irritated all the time, dry, what have you. So now, obviously, I've learned my lesson, and Milky Jelly is a great cleanser for that because it has a low pH, which helps your skin's moisture barrier stay intact. With acne, you actually want to keep it, moisturized, protected, and be gentle with it. And Milky Jelly Cleanser does all of those things. It's also pretty affordable. I think it's like $18, and one bottle lasts me about a month to a month and a half with 2 daily uses, about 1.5 or 2 pumps each time. So yeah, there's not much more to say, and it doesn't leave any film behind. It feels super clean and gentle. I just love this product, and I hope they never stop making it. Glossier, call me, because I have feelings about this. So there you have it, guys. I've gone through all of the products that I own from the Glossier line. I'm going to New York next week, so I'm excited to check out their showroom, and I will report back on the cloud paints. And yeah, I heard that they got a huge round of funding, so hopefully we'll see many more products from them in the future. Thanks so much for watching my video. If you haven't subscribed yet, you can find the button to do so below. If you have any ideas on videos you'd like to see, please let me know. And thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.